Good morning. Good morning. It's a Monday and hope that you have your coffee with you. I'm looking forward to having a great chat today. We're going to talk in a few minutes with TJ Luke. TJ is a children's pastor in Orlando. We're going to talk with TJ a little bit, and then I'm going to talk to you about some challenges that I'm hearing that kids pastors are facing right now during this season and try to give you some encouragement on how to overcome those challenges. So I want to hope you get your week off to a great start. Thank you for joining us. Had a wonderful weekend. Andy, we had a great kids show on Saturday. Big hats off to you and everyone else that made the kids show possible. Tell us how you think the kids show went.
Hey, sorry.
That's good.
I was trying to send you that link to the Facebook that you're.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. We had a good response to the kids show, didn't we?
We did. We had nearly, I believe, at the end about 2,000, close to 2,000 views.
Nice.
Across Facebook and YouTube. So we're pleased with that. We're happy with that. Happy to see all of the sharing and the everybody kind of letting other people know that the show's going on, and we're just seeing it grow. We're really happy with what we've got here, and we're looking at some new things, and just excited for what the future holds.
Yeah, thanks for your support of the Kids Matter Super Saturday Kids Show. We're going to take this weekend off, right, Andy, because of the holiday, and we'll come back.
Yeah, we're going to take this weekend off, and we will be back on Saturday, May 30th.
Love it. Love it. Keep up the great work with that Super Saturday Kids Show, Andy. And if any of you have any ideas of features that Andy should include, or someone that would be fun to be a part of that, please reach out to us and let us know. And we've got a great coffee chat today. We've got TJ Luke on the line.
One thing before we move on here.
Yeah.
We do want to say that we have a contest going.
Hey, good call. Let's talk about that.
That we dropped the information on this contest Saturday. It's the first time we've done this through the Super Saturday Kids Show, so we're excited about this too. We've got a Douglas coloring sheet that's available. If you catch the post that was from Saturday with the show on it there in the Parents Matter group or on YouTube, it's going to give you a link there to download that coloring sheet, and you just have your kids color that. Take a nice picture of it, post it in the comments for the show there, and we're going to draw a winner, and we're going to give a really nice prize away on the next show there on May 30th. We're really looking forward to that. So take advantage of that opportunity. Get your kids something to do. I mean, they're looking for something to do, right? So give them a good old coloring page, have them do their best on that, and let's get a good winner out of that. Okay, sounds good?
Let's do it. Hey, thank you, Andy.
All right, guys.
Yep, thanks a lot. We'll bring TJ on here in just a minute. I hope that y'all had a great weekend. Want to let you know that for a few days, let me show you something on my screen. For a few days, there is a free download at KidsMattercom. If you scroll down here, All Stars Kids Club. They've got a great song called There Is Hope. This is normally a $10 download that they are offering right now for free to the Kids Matter community. It's a great song. I won't play it, but really it just reminds kids that when life is confusing and when there's hurt, that there is hope. And I think that's a great message for kids, especially during a time like this. So hundreds of you have downloaded this over the weekend, but if you've not downloaded this song, just go to KidsMattercom and scroll down on the homepage, and you'll see the Hope worship video. While you're there, there are all kinds of new things on the site, new downloads on the site. This is a new game called Name That Color, Potato Chips Trivia. A lot of you are checking out this Cool Cats in Karaoke. Now, this Cool Cats in Karaoke is a pretty fun game. And here's the preview video.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
You know the song? Okay. A whole new world, right? At first I saw this and I thought, oh, this can be kind of a silly game. I don't know. But kids love this, right? My girls at home loved it. They wanted to see the next round and the next round and the next round. And so check that out. There's a lot of good stuff at Kids Matter, but I especially want you to make sure and snag up this free song, There Is Hope, while it's still available. TJ Luke is a children's pastor in Orlando, Florida. He's at the Orlando World Outreach Church. TJ, jump on here with me. TJ, good morning. How are things in sunny Orlando? Is it sunny today?
You know what the funny thing is, it's actually, I'm like sitting next to the window. It's actually pretty cloudy outside.
Is it?
Typically, now here's the thing with Orlando. About 5 minutes ago, it was bright, hot, sunny. It's like the weather just changes like that.
Man. So how far are you from, if you wanted to drive to the gates at Magic Kingdom, how long would it take you to get there?
It'd probably take about, let me see, about 30, 40 minutes. I think that was the thing about moving to Orlando, is that I was like, oh, people actually live here. This is cool. Look, there's actually communities here. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. People, it's more than just people flying in to go see Mickey Mouse.
Right.
Tell us about your church. Tell us about World Outreach Center.
Oh man. So I'm the children's pastor at Orlando World Outreach Center, where Pastor Tim Johnson, he's our senior pastor. And I tell you, if I wasn't on staff, I would go to the church. And that's actually what happened. I wasn't on staff and I was in college, came to the church, and it's just a great church. Just a bunch of people striving to really grow and know who Jesus Christ is for themselves and honor him, but then also reaching others to do the same. So that's actually the vision, is a community of disciples, discipling communities for Christ. And so just a group of real people, following a real Jesus and trying to make real change. So yeah, man.
I love it. So tell us about your children's ministry. Tell us what it looked like prior to COVID-19 and what it's looked like over these last 6 or 8 weeks.
I mean, I think everybody, it's like a Rubik's Cube, right?
Yep.
So our children's ministry is called O Kids. It's got the basic structure of, nursery, 2 and 3 year olds, and then the preceding grades up from there. But we have a bunch of great people who serve on the teams. Just who love the kids and love teaching the kids about the word of God and about Christ. And we would meet on Sundays, during church service and everything, 2 services. When the pandemic happened and everything, now we moved a lot online. And so what we've been able to do is move our lessons and everything online. When we run our church service, we actually say the first 10 minutes of that is for the children's ministry, and it fits. It's
That's cool.
Yeah, man. So it's like everybody gets to see it. They're gathering their parents and everything, and so that's been a real hit for us. And then later on in the week, we have like our O Kids Life group, we call it, online on Zoom, and that's been fun as well. So
are you
use that whole new that cool cat song?
Isn't that random? You look at that, but that's the exact kind of thing that kids get into.
Yeah, man. Look, I want to win.
Yep. So these Sunday morning services, are they pre-recorded? And then they're okay. So what's your 10 minutes look like?
So what we have is we would we have like a little countdown, and then we teach the main lesson, like the big idea, unpack that. Sometimes there's a video, like a cartoon or something that furthers the discussion. And then from there, we go straight into the application of what the lesson is talking about. So whether it's a prayer to be prayed or an action to be taken, but there's always an invitation to meet us on Thursday at our life group. So it's always trying to move the kids and families to a next step. So
love it.
Yeah.
In this O Kids life group midweek, what are you doing with that? What's that looking like?
Oh man, a bunch of fun. So first, everybody is looking up the Zoom games.
Yep.
So thank you and all your team for all you guys have done with that. A real big hit with my kids has been the scavenger hunt. Like they love the scavenger hunt. So we'll play a game. Then what I'll do is I'll take maybe like the video from another video from that unpacks the lesson. We'll use that, then we'll discuss it. And it'll be like a back and forth, me asking questions and just kind of taking them a little deeper into the lesson and application of it all and what it looks like for us. And then we'll pray and then we'll close it out. I mean, because, kids aren't necessarily going to sit at the computer for about an hour. So I'll probably cap it around 30, 45 minutes, because there's different things breaking the occupational barrier. So other than that.
Yeah. What do you feel like, TJ, what do you feel like God has shown you as a pastor during this time? Like, what's a lesson God has shown you about either how you minister or working with people?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of lessons, but what's something that comes to mind that God's shown you?
The most recent one I would say, Ryan, is Ephesians 4:12. That he's called us as leaders to equip the saints for the work of ministry. And I was a bit convicted on that because the crisis hits. It's like, okay, you minimize, you shrink, okay, what's necessary, what's needed, and it's like I found myself doing a whole bunch by myself, and I was like, no, this isn't the way. Not that my people are do people, but it's more so like they have a part in this as well. Part of the destiny for their lives is to be a part of teaching the next generation. And so really, even in the middle right now, just actively wrestling through, parsing out certain things and really handing off responsibilities to my people so that they are walking in their gifts and their callings in Kids, so that's been a real big shift, for me when it came, after the pandemic. But there's that and just the need for community where people are just looking to be a part. They're so isolated, but something my pastor is consistently saying, he's saying, even though we're socially isolated, we don't have to be isolated mentally. We don't have to be isolated with community. That doesn't stop us from getting together. And so really looking for those pockets of people who don't necessarily have a church home, or, I see a lot of people, reaching out to family and inviting them in, people who, even in another state. Now that everything's online, you can reach all across the world and bring people to your church or calls or what have you, and they still are blessed. So
exactly.
Yeah.
What's the status of regathering down in Florida? What's the talk?
Man, you know what? We're actually having to talk about that this Tuesday. We're actually, as a staff, just really going to bring our heads together and really talking about it. They were just having some meetings with the faith leaders here. The political leaders were having meetings with pastors and staffs and everything down here. So we're getting together and talking about that. But people are really just trying to figure it out. People are really trying to figure it out.
Is the governor hinting around at how long it's going to be?
Not really. I think they're looking for sooner. They're looking to open up things. Put it like this: today is the day that they opened up, stores and different things of that nature, but with a capacity. So like a mall or something like that, but only to about 50% capacity. So it's different things like that. It's stages, and so it's for us as a church to look at, okay, at what stage are we doing different things? So we're looking at all options.
Gotcha. Now, TJ, probably should have started with this, but tell me a little bit about your family in our last 2 or 3 minutes.
Man. Okay. So my family, I have my beautiful wife, Abigail, just my best friend, I feel like I grew up with her. We knew each other in college, but we started dating after college, but she's just amazing. I call her my second Holy Spirit.
That's pretty cool.
She helps me out when I don't listen to the first one.
Yep.
And then I got my Cowboys. We got 4 boys under 7. My first one, call him Malachi the Great.
You have 4 boys under 7?
4 boys, man. 4 boys. Boy. Look, it's a lively household over here, man.
It's gotta be. Yeah.
So we got Malachi the Great. He's 7. Got Monroe the Mighty. He just turned 5. We got Marcus the Brave. He's 3. And we got Micah the Strong. He's our baby. That's 1.
I love it.
Man. They're my boys.
You love being a dad?
Oh, yeah. I do, man. It's a joy. It really is a joy. It's tiring with 4 boys. It's tiring, but it's a joy, though.
Yeah. Was number 5 going to be a girl?
Wait, now, see? Look, you're meddling. Look at us, see?
That's awesome. TJ, thanks for being a part of the I Love Kidmin community. Thanks for supporting our ministry. Thanks for what you're doing in Orlando.
Thank you guys for what you guys do, man.
Yeah, and the next time we try to get to Orlando, I bet we'll get down there once a year because we're down in Florida, so we'll try to zoom over to Orlando. It seems like it's been once a year the last couple of years, but we need to connect the next time we're down there.
Most definitely, man. Let's do that.
Let's do it. Let's get some lunch or some coffee or something.
I'm down. Love coffee.
All right, TJ, keep up the great work. Love you, my friend.
All right, man. You be good.
You're a
man.
great kids pastor. Keep it up.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
Well, that was TJ Luke. I love talking to kids pastors and just hearing from the community. I love that they are started their Sunday morning service that they stream out. The first 10 minutes, that's the first time I've heard of a church doing that, where the first 10 minutes is the children's ministry, and then it goes into the whole service. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Awesome. That was TJ Luke. Friend request him on Facebook. Look him up. He's part of the I Love Kidmin Facebook group. He's a great, great kids pastor. Sean said they did an alphabetical scavenger hunt last week. Sean Sweet's going to be with me, I think, tomorrow on the coffee chat, and we're going to talk about Zoom. If it's not tomorrow, Sean, don't freak out. It's whatever day we agreed on. I think it's tomorrow. Last week we did an alphabetical scavenger hunt. We gave 3 letters like C, D, E, and they had to find 3 things to go with those letters. That's a great idea. And kids do love these scavenger hunts. Gilberta, good morning. Michael, good morning. Jennifer, good morning. Loretta, Susan, good morning from Kentucky. If you haven't let me know where you're joining from, let me know where you're joining from. I want to talk to you for a few minutes today about some challenges that I keep hearing from the KidMin community, and I want to give you some encouragement as you face these challenges. One big challenge that I hear a lot as I talk to kids pastors is, how do I stay focused while working from home? A lot of you are still working from home. Some of you are working from home full time. Some of you, you're able to go to the church office maybe one day a week or for a few hours a week. And while you're working from home, and while you are trying to wrap up the school year with your e-learning, and while you're trying to take care of everything and keep all these plates spinning, it's often difficult to really stay productive. Again, especially when there are kids running around at home and you've got 50 million distractions going on around you. And I understand that, and I empathize with you on that. I think if you're going to stay productive and focused while working from home, you have got to start your day by setting priorities for the day. Know that you're not going to get everything done, but these are my priorities for the day. And you do that first thing. You do it first thing. You do this before you get on Instagram. You do it before you get on Facebook, before you turn on the TV, before you start doing other things that you might typically do. You sit down and you take a few minutes and really establish some priorities. Now, I have taught this for several years, and those of you that listen to me very much, you've heard me talk about this, the importance of having a playbook every day. And I've got one right here. I filled it out this morning. I religiously do this every morning, where I establish my priorities for the day. Now, do I get everything done? No, right? But in setting priorities, I know what I want to work on first. I want to do the important things first. I want to eat the frog first. That was the name of my last book, my most recent book, Eat the Frog First. Eating the frog first means I do the most challenging things on my to-do list first. Mark Twain said, if you eat a live frog first thing every day, nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. Think about that. If you eat a live frog this morning, what can be worse than that, right? So when you think of productivity and staying focused, eating the frog first is, I'm not going to do Instagram first because that's easy. I enjoy that, right? I'm not going to check my email first because that's easy. I'm going to do the most difficult things on my to-do list first, and then I reward myself later by doing everything else. By the way, if you don't have that book, Eat the Frog First, I'd love to send you a copy. All of my books are available at KidsMatter.com. Put a Z in there, KidsMatter.com. You'll see a button at the top that says books. But you've got to set some priorities for the day. During this pandemic, I've been teaching a 3x3 plan, and that is you could make a list every day with 3 things that you must do today, followed by 3 things that you should do today, followed by 3 things that you could do today. You're going to start with the 3 things that you must do today. These are my 3 big priorities. If I don't get them all done, I'm not going to beat myself up, but I'm going to do my best to get those 3 things done. 3 must do's followed by 3 should do's. I don't do the 3 should do's until I get the 3 must do's done. And then I have 3 could do's. I don't do those 3 could do's until I get the 3 should do's done, which didn't get done until I get the 3 must do's done. Are you tracking with me? You set some priorities for the day. Here's another challenge that I'm hearing from the KidMin community. That is, how do I stay connected with all of the kids and parents online? I'm trying to do live streams. I'm trying to do Zooms. I'm trying to do Facebook Lives, but I'm not getting the turnout or participation I would like. First of all, you're never going to get 100% participation, so take that off of you. No, you're not going to get 100%. People are busy. They've got a lot going at them. They've got a lot of demands on them already. Here is one of the biggest challenges I would give you if you really want to connect with as many kids and families as you can, and that is to remove as much friction as possible. Remove as much friction. Here's what I mean by friction. I create friction when I only do something online on Tuesday nights. And that's friction because there could be people that have a commitment every Tuesday night, right? Or what about the families that 25% of them are going to forget that you do it on Tuesday nights? The other 25% are going to be busy on that Tuesday night. So if I do just one night, that's going to create some friction. If I just do one channel, that's going to create friction. I'm going to do Facebook Live and that's all. Well, what about the 25% of your families that don't do Facebook or don't know what Facebook Live is or how it works, or their internet at home is bad, right? I create friction when I only do one time a week, when I only do one channel or one platform. And there could be other points of friction. What if I'm doing a program that's an hour? That could create a point of friction because maybe there are some families that don't feel like they have an hour a week. So I can't tell you exactly what the solution is, but I can tell you to evaluate what you're doing and ask yourself the question, am I creating any friction? How do I make it as easy as possible for as many people as possible to stay connected to what I'm trying to do? So maybe if I'm going to create a video, I don't just push it out on Facebook. Maybe I put it on the church website and I put that same video on YouTube. And then I text a link to that YouTube for people that are going to check their text. And then I email a link to that video for people that will check their email. I'm going to try to do as many platforms as I can, and I'm going to try to make it as on demand as possible. If you can make it as on demand as possible or have multiple times where people can pick, it's going to remove friction. I would also encourage you with this. And I've heard a lot of conversations happening in I Love KidMin the last 2 weeks, and I really appreciate it and affirm these conversations. And that is, don't put too much emphasis on digital. Don't put too much emphasis on I've got to do what Sean Sweet's church did, or I've got to do what TJ Luke's church is doing. I've got to do what Susan Cutshaw in Lexington's church is doing. I've got to do what Chris Smole up in Appleton, Wisconsin is doing. I've got to do what Esther Moreno down in Atlanta is doing. Take that pressure off of you and figure out what you can do this week to connect with kids. For some of you, the best thing you could do is take an hour a day and pick up your phone and start calling some kids. For some of you, the best thing you could do is schedule some one-on-one FaceTimes with kids, or some family FaceTimes with kids, where I'm going to connect with the Frank family on Tuesday. I'm going to connect with the Jones family on Wednesday. I'm going to connect with the Denowden family on Thursday. I'm going to connect with the Kuntz family on Friday. And I'm just going to start hitting it one at a time. Think about, am I creating any friction with my current approach? And what can I do to remove that friction to try to connect with as many as possible, knowing that you will never connect with everyone every week, all right? Here's a third challenge. Here's a third challenge I'm hearing kids pastors talking a lot about today. That is this: how do I plan for summer and fall? How do I plan for summer and fall? Because I don't know what's coming. Now, here's the thing. None of us know what's coming. None of us know what the summer, none of us know what the fall is going to look like. We're taking this a week at a time, right? Here, whether it's camp, whether it's vacation Bible school, whether it's fall kickoff, whether it's fall outreach, whatever you're thinking, here's what I would plan. Here's what I would do if I were you right now. I would plan for both a comeback and I would plan for more of a quarantine. I would plan for both. I don't know that it has to be either or. I think it can be both and, because here's the thing, even if the doors open up and you are able to have a VBS and you're able to push it as far back into the summer as you can, not everybody's going to come. You're going to have parents. Yes, you're going to have parents that want their kids to be there, right? And their kids want to be there, but you're also going to have parents that aren't quite ready for their kids to go to VBS because they're a little paranoid or they're scared. They don't want their kids in that close of proximity to other kids. You'll have, I don't know what that percentage will be. I think it could be as much as 20 to 30% of people are going to be gun shy for several months. Maybe even 40% of people that will be gun shy for several months and aren't going to jump right back in. So I would plan on both and not either or. There have been some great conversations in the community about churches that a lot of you are planning on VBS, but you're also doing VBS in a box, because you know that there will be some of the families that won't opt to bring their kids to VBS, and so you're providing a box for them to do VBS at home. Some of you know that that's your plan B, that if you actually can't do the in-person VBS, you've got the plan B ready, the VBS in a box ready. Some of you are planning on actual overnight camp, and your plan B is a virtual camp, and you've got them both ready. And even if you can do an overnight camp, you'll still have the virtual camp for the kids that aren't going to come to overnight camp because mom and dad don't want them to, or for whatever the reason is, right? So as you plan into the future, and I know this takes more work, it takes more creativity, and there just is uncertainty that we're all dealing with. As you plan for the summer, as you plan for the fall, I would try not to think either or. Try not to think either or. Either this or this. Try to think both and. I'm going to plan for both, and it gives me a plan B. It also provides ministry to both. If the doors do open up for me to do what I would normally do, it gives me an opportunity to connect with those that won't choose to participate for whatever reason. Don't think either or, think both and. Judy, good morning. Jennifer, good morning. Yes, plan for both. Sean said we did survey, exactly 10% said they were not ready to return immediately. That's good feedback, Sean. Sean said about 10%, and those are probably the ones that replied to the survey. I doubt you got 100% response, but maybe you did. Sean said, our summer plan is whatever we can do, we will do. I get it. Gilberta, good plan for both. Catherine, thank you for your feedback. Jennifer, thank you. Wonderful. Okay, Andy, I see you've dropped some links in. Gilberta says, was the time change for Super Saturday? Our Super Saturday kids shows now, instead of being at 11 a.m. or noon Eastern, we are putting them on Facebook and YouTube at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And whenever your families can log in on Saturday and watch, they log in and watch. What were we doing? We are removing friction when we do that, which I was just talking about. A friction point for us was we were requiring people to go to Facebook. That was a friction point. We were also requiring them to be there at 11 a.m. Eastern time, friction point. So we are removing friction by saying it's not just going to happen. These Super Saturday kids shows aren't just happening on Facebook. Now they're happening on YouTube. Now, I think in the weeks to come, you're going to see where we remove even more friction. They're going to be on Instagram TV, right? We're going to try to remove as much friction as we can. And we also remove friction by saying, hey, you don't have to tune in at 11 a.m. Tune in anytime on Saturday, and we are removing friction. Great question. Remember, those of you that are just logging in, if you are just logging in, let me share my screen one more time and remind you that right now at KidsMatter.com, right now at KidsMatter, there is a free worship video right here called There Is Hope. There Is Hope. This is a great worship song from All Stars Kids Club, reminding kids, and I don't know if there's a more important message right now as kids have all these questions and there's so much uncertainty and fear and anxiety, that there is hope. There is hope. And that hope is found in the scripture and in the person and the work of Jesus Christ. Look at this. This is normally a $10 song. It's free for a couple of days. So jump over to kidsmatter.com and download it. And this is a great video for you to use in your children's ministry, your next Zoom, your next pre-recorded service, or archive it, and you can use it when the kids come back. There are some great new games here at Kids Matter. One of them is this one right here, Cool Cats and Karaoke. A lot of you have downloaded this. Would You Rather was such a popular game that we have a second edition. Okay, this is a second quarantine edition, volume 2. Okay, lots of activities that mom and dad can do. A lot of activities are created especially for your Zoom and your pre-recorded services during this quarantine. Look at all these. Scavenger hunts, we've talked about scavenger hunts. There's all kinds of house hunts and scavenger hunts. This red at-home scavenger hunt has been a bestseller at Kids Matter. These quarantine bingos that you can share on your Facebook page or email out to your parents have been a lot of fun. The My Quarantine printable journal for kids has been a big hit. And then we've got a lot of new games that you can use in your Zoom, that you can use in your live stream. As you're preparing for Father's Day, our seasonal category is really getting beefed up with Father's Day stuff. These 3 Father's Day games and videos are brand new to help you as you prepare for Father's Day. Check it out. There will be more coming. We've got a brand new We Are Back pre-service video. As you start gathering back, some of you have started to gather over the last week or two, even though it looks very different. We've got a great We Are Back pre-service video reminding kids of the importance of why we are gathering. Some great worship videos, teaching videos, some great teaching videos, talked about that already. Some great leadership tools. If you really want to get organized during this pandemic, let me show you 2 things. This is only $5, this Kidmin admin bundle. You get a behavior management system. You get ideas of registration forms and med forms, a budget tracker, job descriptions for you and your teams, and extra, it's $5. Now, this is really cool, the editable volunteer bundle. This is a bit more of an investment. It's $50, but look at all that you get. A volunteer application, a volunteer handbook, a volunteer interest form, volunteer roles and job descriptions, a 90-day follow-up questionnaire, an annual volunteer survey, a volunteer sweet spot guide. How do you find out where their sweet spot is? A volunteer checklist and form, volunteer progress checklist, a training meeting guide. It's all downloadable and editable, right? Pretty cool. I wish I would have had this when I was getting started. I know it's a $50 investment, but it is well worth the money. So lots of new stuff hitting Kids Matter literally every day. Make sure, though, that you download this free There Is Hope song from All Stars Kids Club. Big thanks to Simon Perry for letting us share that with you for free right now. Hey, Facebook, thank you for joining me for today's coffee chat. Excited tomorrow. You're going to hear from Sean Sweet. Sean Sweet is a preteen pastor. I think you all know who Sean Sweet is. He's one of our most active members of the I Love Kid Men community. He is, in my, from my perspective, he is one of the greatest thought leaders when it comes to preteen ministry in America today. Probably the greatest. Just super, super, super grateful for Sean. He's also a preteen pastor. We're going to be online tomorrow talking about Zoom and how you can effectively use Zoom in your ministry. Also, Pastor Philip McKinney. Candace Marison is part of our network and part of the children's ministry community. This is her pastor. I'm going to be talking to him. It's going to be really, really good. Got a great lineup. Pretty excited. In 2 weeks, Michael Jr. is going to be with me on a coffee chat. That's going to be pretty big. Michael Jr., the comedian, and he's got a new movie coming out called Selfie Dad, is going to be joining me on the coffee chat. Love doing these coffee chats. Thank you for being with me every day for the coffee chat. I Love Kidman. Have a great day. Can't wait to see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.